Hi, this is Shannah, and this is a new reading. This one is called The Beauty in You. We're going to see the traits of your core, be it spiritual, psychological, emotional core, that makes you really beautiful as a person. And we have three possibilities. We have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. So take your time to pick your pile. You can stop the video if you like, and I will see you in a couple of moments. So if you chose pile number 1, this is your reading. And this is here the first card. This is number 4. Maybe number 4 is an important number in your life. And number 4 stands for stability, for building something, for manifesting something into being. And the cloak of Christ is about protection. And I believe those who chose this pile, they have gone through a lot of difficulties. They have gone, or you have gone through some life-changing experiences and even some challenges, but you always came through. You've been always protected through all these changes in your life, through all the difficulties. No matter how hard, no matter how desperate you may have felt, deep inside you always knew that you were protected. And not only you're very protected in this lifetime, you also protect other people. And I see here someone that other people can go to, can talk to or talk with, and to get some comfort. You're someone who's very comforting to others. You're someone who always sees the positive side from any struggle. You're always looking for the silver lining. You're very optimistic, but not optimistic like denying the darkness or the negative sides of life. You're not that kind of optimist or a positive thinker, so to say. Your positivity comes from the darkness. I hope I'm making sense, but I believe those who chose pile number 1 know exactly what I mean. It's like you are able, it's like here in this picture, look, everything here is surrounded by darkness. And you don't deny darkness, but you're able to bring light into darkness. And even more important, I would say, in my opinion, you are able to find light in darkness. You are aware that where there's light, there's darkness. Where there's darkness, there's light. This principle of yin and yang, right? So there's a bit of yin in yang, there's a bit of yang in yin, right? So everything is interrelated, everything is interconnected, and we're all part of each other. And you can find that, like you can find a part of yourself in other people, and you can relate to other people's problems because in some part of you, you can really feel those problems like you've already lived them. And maybe you have. So you're someone who's really empathetic. You're very connected to other people, and you can truly understand where they're coming from. You connect to these people at a deeper level, and you may be a healer, or you may have this potential of being a healer, or maybe someone has told you already that they feel very at ease when they're with you, that they feel very accepted, they feel at home, they can be who they really are. And it's because you accept everyone for what they are. You know, it's not that you let everyone in your inner circle, but you don't judge them. You just, know exactly who would you like to have in your surroundings, like I say, in your inner circle. But you don't judge anyone for the path they've chosen to take, because you're aware that we all have different paths, but we're all aiming the same goal at the end of the day. And we're just actually making different experiences on the way there. But what I see here is someone who's very protected and very protective. You really love to protect other people. You love to make them feel safe. And they do. So Let's continue. Then we have number 19, Eternal Dance, Movement, Will of Life, Path of Least Resistance. And then we have Child of the Moon, Forgiveness, Transcending the Ego, number 36. Then number 18, Time and Tide, Oceanic Spells and Rituals. Number 40, another 4. Then we have Co-Create. And we have Answer the Call. What is your soul calling you to do? Interesting. Okay, so we have numbers. We have 4, of course. We have number 9. 6 plus 3 is 9. 8 plus 1 is 9. And we have number 1 as well, because we also have 19. There's a 10, there's a 1. So there's these 3 numbers, 4, 9, and 1. The main numbers. Of course, you can also take the 3 and the 6 if they're important to you. Now, what is the beauty in you? First of all, those who chose pile number 1, not only you're a very empathetic person, not only you're not afraid of darkness because you can see the light in darkness, you can see, like I said earlier, the most positive side of any struggle, of any darkness. You also are someone who's very, very creative. So not only empathic towards other people, you're actually very receptive to the energies of the universe, to the dance of life we have here. Maybe you're someone who loves to dance. Maybe you're a dancer. Maybe you're even like a belly dancer. I'm just getting that from this picture like now. And maybe a tribal fusion. If you do tribal fusion, let me know. I love tribal fusion. And if you don't know what tribal fusion is, go and Google it and see it on YouTube. It's fantastic. I love that dance. But enough of me. This is about you. So it's like, is this dance? We have here 3 cards of creativity. We have the Eternal Dance, the Time and Tide, and the Co-Create. So we have someone here who's extremely creative. You're someone who's always seeing beauty in your surroundings. You're someone who wants to transform your surroundings. You want to give it another interpretation. You want to put it in another way. So actually, even if you're not actively transforming something, like making music, writing, painting, or building something, you're actually doing it in your mind, you know. And you're someone that has a lot of music in your mind. It's like you don't even listen, or you don't need to listen to any playlist or radio or whatever you listen to, because you have it in your mind. And these songs, they seem to come out of the blue, as if you have an antenna, right? And you just pick up all these songs, and they seem also to be the right songs to the situation you're living at the moment. And sometimes it just sounds like, or just seems like, your unconscious is uploading songs to inspire you throughout the day or through the situation you're experiencing. And you're highly creative. You're also someone who needs a lot of movement. And also here with Time and Tide. So it's like you need your movement, you're very extroverted, but at the same time, you're also introverted, you know, like the ebb and flow of the ocean. And you're very connected to the ocean. Maybe you were born by the ocean, or you were raised by the ocean, or still live by the ocean, but it's something that calls to you. If you have this call to go to the ocean, go. If you're not living by the ocean or by water, you should do that. It's like your soul needs that. Your soul is very connected to water. And water is all about emotions. It's about creativity. It's about movement. Again, we have movement. You're someone, for instance, if you're stressed, you're someone who needs to walk. You're someone who needs to run or jog or make some kind of sports, but especially dance. If you dance, even if it's at home, if you have that possibility, just to do your own expressive dance in order to get all the stress away. Because I think like through movement, you can express yourself a lot better than with words. Although I have also the feeling that among those of pile number one, there are a lot of people that are very lyrical, that are very creative with words as well. And you're someone, like I said, there's a lot of manifestation here. Also, this card, co-create. You're someone who wants to do something specific in this lifetime. And here with this answer the call, you're actually being called to do it. You have this feeling that is your mission. And again, with pile number one, I really think it's something creative or something to do with the arts. And you feel this calling to you, calling to be done. And it doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are right now. It's just something you won't feel you had like a fulfilled life if you haven't done it. It's that strong, this call. It's that impetuous. And then you said, well, why haven't I done it yet? Some of you haven't started yet because of the child of the moon. Child of the Moon, like it's a very positive card. It's all about forgiveness, but in order to forgive them, you have to have something to forgive. And I think, or I feel here in this situation, it has to do with your creativity. I think there's like a wound there, and this is what you have to transcend in this lifetime, is transcend these wounds. It's like someone broke your spirit or broke your self-confidence, right? And it's as you were a child, because I believe that when you were a child, you were very expressive. You knew exactly what you wanted to do. You knew exactly what you wanted to become. For instance, I'm seeing a stage. Some of you wanted, you knew already from an early age that you wanted to be on stage and show your talents, share yourself with the world. And somewhere along the line, this was broken. This self-confidence was broken. And I think like you started hiding yourself, right? And then like you started to feel like a fish out of water. And you can adapt because you're a very adaptable soul. You can adapt to many realities, but you're not happy. And you're longing to your heart's desire. But, you're still looking. So you feel it calling, but you're just sitting there looking pretty and seeing it from afar. And this is very important that you do it this lifetime, because you have all this creativity. Look, you've put yourself in a place of darkness. And I'm saying put yourself, I'm not saying that you're to blame for whatever happened to you or for whatever people said to you, and not to blame. But you kept yourself there, let's put it that way. And this light is shining in the darkness, but it's waiting to grow, to explode, to share itself with the world. And it's like the world is waiting for it as well. So it's not just you wishful thinking or daydreaming. No, the daydreaming comes at the moment because you're procrastinating, probably. I'm sorry if you're not, don't take this personally, but I'm in a flow right now. I cannot stop. So if you're procrastinating, it's because you're afraid. Okay, so this is the cycle that you're also here to break, the child of the moon. Why? Because what I have here, you being the child of the moon, I have the feeling that this can be a theme that follows through generations, this generational line, that probably your parents were also very talented, but didn't have the opportunity to act on that talent or to, share it with the world. And maybe it comes from an even longer line than just your parents, maybe grandparents and so on. And because, back then times were probably harder, and there were financial difficulties, and being an artist, because here I really have the energy of the artist, if you would like, go and check the archetype artist, especially by Carolyn Myss, right? She's wonderful. Check that archetype. Check out that archetype, and I think you'll recognize yourself. And the work of Carolyn Myss is really, really good. And so I think like you're here to break this spell You're here to break the spell of not being able to be the artist that you really are. And by this, you will heal the whole family, so to say, the whole generational line. I know it's a bit too much to put on someone's shoulders, but it's a beautiful thing. And it's something that you can do. And I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how old you are. It's never too late. It's what you are that's important, not how old. Okay? This was very important for some of you to hear. And what I see here is this creation, is this movement, and it's a lot of passion. You're a very passionate person. You're a very passionate person, and you're also someone, you know your power. Oh, this is interesting, because you're also very aware of your own power, and you're someone that stands out. And sometimes you try to hide, and mingle with the environment, like camouflage. But it's impossible. No matter how much you try to adapt to your surroundings, wear the same things that others wear, the same makeup, the same hair, the same clothes, whatever, and you try not to be one of the group, you always stand out. Because this is the artist in you. The artist is always like, look at me. Even if you're trying to hide, the artist will always come out, the artist in you, the creative being. And you know your power, actually, even when you try to hide it, like I was saying. But you also know how it feels to be small. This picture here in this context is fantastic. You also know how it feels to be small. And through this feeling small, you've learned a lot, you've gained your wisdom, right? Because the owl is also the symbol of wisdom, but you actually hear the leopard, right? You are the hunter, always been. Although the owl is also a hunter, but there's this difference. And because of this, because you've experienced the other side, you're very respectful of other people. This is like gave you this insight of the worth of everyone and how everyone goes through pain, everyone goes through difficulties. And it's like you don't compare it. You've understood that it doesn't matter if you're rich, it doesn't matter if you're incredibly beautiful and successful and so on. Everyone has problems. And, the dimension of the problems, they are perceived according to your reality, And you understand that. You're very understanding of people. You have a deep knowledge of people, but it's not something like that you take advantage of. It's something that you have a lot of compassion for. It's just like, I know some people may get upset, but I was going to say just like Christ, but in the sense of this unconditional love for people. And there's one thing that I say usually to my friends, but and it applies here. It's like there's a sentence that I like very much that I like, and this is I love everyone, but I don't like everyone. And that's for me a big difference. And it's what I sense here. You can have unconditional love for a whole of humanity, but you're not going to like each and every personality. Yeah. And which is okay, but you will also understand that these lives, even with personalities that you don't like, they're precious. They're incredibly important. Each talent is a gift to our planet, to our species, to our experience as a whole. And you understand this, and you can see beauty in everything. You are able, if you put your mind to it, you are able to understand each and every standpoint, even if it goes against what you believe or what you stand for usually, okay? But you're still able to understand the other side, to see things through the other point of view. And it's beautiful. This is really, really beautiful because you don't judge harshly. Maybe you do it when you're angry as a first reaction, but you just reflect on it and okay, that was foolish of me. The other person is going through this and this and that. and you understand the human nature very well, and you feel compassion not only for your own experience, but because actually it was your own experience. It's like you're denying yourself the accomplishment of your dreams, or making it difficult through like believing that you're not worth it, that you're not good enough, that you don't deserve it, whatever the scenery might be for you, like the landscape. But through this experience, you've learned so much, so much, that you can relate almost to everyone around you, and to what's happening on the planet, and to every faction. You can relate to everyone, but of course you have your own preferences, because you also have your own personality. And this is part of this forgiveness, of really this unconditional love as well, of being able to forgive people, to understand them. You always try to take the higher road, but not because of pride, but because you truly understand, right? And when you understand, you don't even need to forgive, because you understand where the person is coming from. So it's really a transcendence. And actually, you are spiritually a lot more developed than you take credit for. You're really, really a high vibration being. But I think at the moment you don't feel it that much, or you wouldn't acknowledge it, because you feel you're a bit hard on yourself, and you probably feel that you failed, or you're failing because you're not manifesting. You're probably not yet manifesting what you really want to manifest, your creative side, and not putting it into action, put it that way, right? Because the moment you put it to action, you're manifesting it, right? But I believe this is going to change, because you are changing this. Because I think it's the moment. If you haven't started yet, then it will be really soon. You're forgiving yourself. You're transcending your own story. You're transcending your own self. And then this will flow. But this is the calling. Art, being creative, the artistic field. This is your calling. So pile number 1. This is the beauty in you. There's a lot of it, and wow. And I think also here with this egg, a new you is being born. The new transcended you. Strong, wise, and full of creativity. So pile number 1, this was your reading. I hope it resonates. I hope it inspires you. If you'd like a private reading, my contact is in the description box below. Also, the link to my Instagram account. So I wish you a wonderful time full of love. Thank you. So if you chose pile number 2, this is your reading. Now, we have here passion for purpose, number 2. And this is you. You're a very passionate person, and you need purpose in your life. You need a direction, and I bet that most of you already have it. Sense of purpose, of doing something meaningful, of having a life that's worth living, and a life worth fighting for. And there's a lot of beauty. Beauty is also very important to you. Surround yourself with beauty. Maybe you love art, like surround yourself with artistic and creative things or works of art. But it's also here what I get is a cause, working for a cause. You feel very attracted to people or to causes. I mean, being nature, be it groups of people that need protected or need protecting, that need the support of the ones who are better off. And I see you taking these causes very seriously. So many of you are really into this kind of support groups, be it institutions, be it local entities, where you can probably support refugees or minorities, or like the rights of people that didn't have as many opportunities as others. And it could be also nature, you know, like the rights of animals, of trees, of the oceans, and to protect them. But I see here really love of a cause, and it's love of the whole, and putting your time and effort into something meaningful. It's very important to you. And you're very passionate about it, and you'll defend it till the end. It's something that it's not something that you do it just to pass your time or because it's fashionable. It's the core of your soul, is helping others, is having meaning in your life. Then we have number 6, the search, feeling lost, confused, lonely. Number 14, light to darkness, ancestors, ancestral line, generational shift. Number 25, the Selkie and her skin, reclaiming your authenticity. Number 28, building blocks. And Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? So you're someone who's very solid. We have it here with building blocks. It's very solid, very reliable, and you're someone who likes things to be well organized, things that are like to build a foundation. Here with the building blocks is obvious, you know, you are like this foundation. Your foundation of your personality is also very strong. It's like you know who you are, and we have it here with Selkie and her skin. And this is a beautiful lore, a Celtic lore. So there is even film about it, and an animation film, really beautiful. See if you can find it. I forgot the name now. But exactly. So because you're a very authentic person, and you're someone that people can rely on. People can really count on your help, count on your advice, count on you being there. Doesn't mean that you are like predictable and boring, not at all. It just makes you a very strong personality, and you like things to be solid and strong and clear as well. You know, you like to build things that have purpose again and have meaning again, and that last, supposed to last. It's not just a whim of the moment and then they're gone. No, you like things to stand and to really be of service as well. I'm getting that again, because you know as well what it is to need help. You know how it's like to be lost in life, to feel confused. So you're very empathetic as well with this kind of problems as well. So you have a great empathy and a great connection and you really see yourself in these situations or in these groups of people, and you see you also your part. You know how probably you privileged you are in comparison to these other people, and you know that it's your part. What is your part to help them? And although you have all this understanding, this doesn't make you too serious, actually, because you're actually a very fun person. And there we have it here with light to darkness. You're like this little fairy. You're very playful, you're very youthful, you're kind of childlike, you're kind of this person that you're always in a good mood, but all this youthfulness is again sitting on this wisdom that comes from generations, right? And some oh, okay, I get it. So some of your understanding for people in need comes also from the experience of your family. That's why we have generational shift. And you being like probably the youngest generation, or the most recent generation, then it's like you're changing this. You're balancing the scales. You're setting things right. And you've been gifted so much over generations of wisdom, of experience, that now you're using all of this, not only as inspiration to understand other people, to understand other people's causes and their suffering, but also to take this as inspiration for other people, to help them see light where is darkness. So I'm getting like a bit similar message to pile number one. Because also here I also see a very big connection to the ocean with Salki and her skin, but okay, this is the mermaid's deck, so it made sense. But also here with Imrama, because Imrama is where are you being called to journey to, but this is all about water. You know, this is water, traveling over water, through water, or living by the water. So you're actually someone who likes to travel, and you're also very linked to the waters and the ocean. Maybe you're defending the ocean, defending the waters, but you're very linked to it. I'm getting surfing. Some of you may surf as well, or make like water sports. But the thing is, you love the water. You love the ocean, the waves, and sometimes just watching it and hearing it, it soothes your soul. This is what I'm getting. And especially when you feel lost, when you feel confused, you like to watch the ocean in order to come back to your own strength, because it balances you out, it balances your breathing, it balances how you feel. And you love to travel, you love to travel, you love to see other cultures, you love to get this wisdom of Mother Earth and their cultures and indigenous people. I see a very big connection, a very strong connection to indigenous people and their wisdom. Some of you may even be descendants from indigenous people. Doesn't matter now from which cultures, from all over the world, but you're very in touch with it. I'm getting some of you also even shamanism, being in contact with this kind of wisdom, to Mother Earth, to Father Sky. I'm getting that. And a lot of respect for nature, a lot of respect for the cycles of the earth, for the cycles of life. Also here with light to darkness, it's all has to do with cycles. And it could be that for a while in your life, you are actually weren't taking this side of you very seriously. And that's why you're now reclaiming your true self. You were kind of pretending to be someone you are not. But at the moment, that's what you needed, maybe to survive, maybe to, to be included in some sort of work or, like group or whatever, community. But now it's like you coming back to yourself. You're seeing your own worth. You're seeing your own value. And you're seeing also the value of your ancestors and their wisdom. And now you're decided to pass it on, to drink from it and then pass it on. You're seeing how important it is. So you're very linked to your ancestors, to your lineage. You're very linked to the old traditions of our planet. And you're seeing a higher purpose in your life. It's like you are now very hopeful, because this card here is the search. It's like, really, I could even put this together like searching for a purpose. You really want your life to be more meaningful. You want to be awake. You want to get lost in something more powerful than you are and be awakened. And this would be here. This awakened the light in the darkness. And again, it's like you're healing an ancestral line. Like I said, this is similar to pile number one, but you're healing an ancestral line, and this really passing on knowledge. It's very important. So it's this big connection to your ancestors. And here with the feeling lost is like the hope. You're someone who's very hopeful. You're someone who can see the positive side of any problem. Again, this is similar to pile number one, but with a different twist. And what I see here is really working for a cause and getting like the knowledge out, making people aware of certain conditions of people, of animals, nature, and to make them aware of what's really happening, to make them aware of the consequences of our behavior, of our politics. And it's not really to judge, it's making people aware, and so that together we can change it, together we can make it more appealing for other people, together we can make it more human, you know, and more life friendly. This is what I'm getting here. Yeah. And I'm trying, yeah. And then this is here. Where are you being called to journey to? For some of you, many of you even, who chose pile number 2, I have the feeling of a nomad soul. So someone who likes to travel around. Maybe you're someone like, for instance, you've chosen a van life, and you know, you take your van, and one day you're here, a week later you're somewhere else. You like to travel around, although at the moment may be a bit difficult, but not at all impossible. But it's like it's part of you to travel. I see you traveling around the world. Like many of you, I hope this makes sense, but it's like traveling the world to spread a message, to talk to people. And there's like a specific country. Here we have the ruins of Petra in Jordania, if I'm not mistaken, right? But we have dolmens. Dolmens could be anywhere in the world. There are dolmens. The megalithic culture is all over the world. But again, this is like being connected to the old traditions, right? But it's very attracted to a specific country, to a specific landscape. Now, it doesn't have to be the Middle East, but it's something like where there's... but it's still like where you can still feel that connection to the ancient cultures and to earth as well. Of course, when we see these megalithic structures, we think about England, for instance, because of the Stonehenge, but it doesn't have to be, like I said, like dolmens. And I just learned that dolmen is actually a South Korean word, and it means the house of the shaman. Wow. So dolmens and megalithic structures, we have them all over the world, but I think it's like there's a place where you really feel home. There's a country or a culture you're very, very attached to, and you try to watch every documentary, try to read every book around it, about it, and this is like what's calling you to go, and you should go, even if it's just for a visit or to live there and stay there forever. Is up to you, but it's something where you should go. It's like there's a message there for you. There's something special for you to experience there. And you're someone who's very inquisitive. You're very intelligent. That's what I'm getting, especially here with the sun on her head. This is what's catching my eye, because you're very inquisitive. You're always doing research. You love knowledge. You want to know more about things that you're passionate about. So you're like a self-taught genius. That's what I'm getting. So when you like something, you like to research, you like to get more information, and then also translate it. It's not, you just don't absorb it, you translate it in your own words in a way that you can explain it to everyone around you, so that everyone around you can also partake in your discoveries. Yeah, and it's what I see here is also the bridge between generations as well, because there's this wisdom that comes from your elders, but you can build this bridge to the present world, to the present technologies. You can really translate them and make them understandable for your peers, for people your age, or for generations to come. So you can adapt to knowledge, and you can pack it in a way that the masses can understand and that the whole world can profit from it. And you do because you're very original. So you do it always your way. And you can even be or will be or is thinking about being an entrepreneur, doing your own business. And I'm getting books. You love to read. And it could be that this business has to do with books as well for many of you. But it's like making people aware of other realities, making people aware of injustices or conditions that people are having to deal with still in our days. Yeah, be it poverty, be it hunger, be it the refugee status. There have been women's rights still, even still, or religious persecution that still exists nowadays. So, but it's like you want to be in the wave of change, or part of the wave of change, and you are doing it. You're really doing your part. You really do what you can and feel like you have to as well. But you're really part of this wave here. You're in the wave already. You're part of the wave, and you are doing what you can in order to make this world a better place, even if it's just a little step. But you need that. You need to feel that you are contributing with something. And some others of you, what I'm getting as well, especially with these three cards, is really good actually. It's like psychology. Some of you have to do with psychology or are very interested in psychology and how the mind works, you know. And probably you're even very good at inspiring people of being more authentic. So you're helping people that are lost, because you've been lost yourself sometimes, and you know how it feels. Only you found your way out, and now you're helping people, or you'd like to help people to find their way out. So you'd like to be this light in their darkness as well. So it could be the psychological work, could be even working as a coach, a life coach. Yeah. And I see you writing books. So you're very inspired to put that knowledge onto paper and spreading the knowledge and helping people. So the biggest message I get here is you helping people or doing your best to help a certain situation to get better. And you're a traveler. You inspire people. You really do. And you're very authentic. And you shine an inner light. And I see you being beautiful as well. But it's like your face glows. It has an inner glow. Yeah. And makes you very beautiful, very attractive. Some of you could even be an influencer, you know, like on Instagram or YouTube or both, or whatever platform you choose to take. But you could do that as well. But in a very, I see here, very positive. It's not just being, you know, vain or trying to convince people to participate in multi-level marketing. Is actually you really inspire, because you're very authentic and you really have something to say. You really have something to say. So it's really, wow, it's really, and you really spread a positive message, and you really bring people to be more authentic, and you bring them out of darkness. You're like a torch of light, a beacon of light to them. Yeah, it's really beautiful. So pile number 2, this was your reading. I hope it inspires you. I hope it resonates. And if you like a private reading, my contact is in the description box below. Also, the link to my Instagram account. And I wish you a wonderful time full of love. Thank you. So if you chose pile number 3, we have 26, Al-Uza, Star of Venus. Now, first of all, because this has to do about beauty, right? The beauty in you. The first thing I'll say, there's a lot of beauty on your appearance, right? You're a very beautiful person. So you're a very attractive person. It doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man. And actually here, this card speaks about the balance between male and female, and actually transcending male and female, like an androgyne, right? I hope I said it right. And so it may be that, you know, if you're a female, you maybe, you know, have like masculine traits. If you're a male, you have feminine traits as well. And you know, you're very beautiful, and very attractive to both sexes as well, you know. You have some, it's like, yeah, it's a transcending male and female. It's something very special, very enigmatic about you, and very mysterious. But sometimes it's like it could be that you feel a bit alone, because you really have both traits, not only on your appearance, but also in your soul. You know, for instance, as a girl, let's say you're a tomboy, right? Because you're a girl, of course, you can also play with dolls as a child, but you love doing the stuff that boys do as well, and vice versa if you're a man, right? And so you love. This is like a simplistic way of explaining it, and I'm sorry for that, but this is what I'm getting now in my mind. But you understand both worlds. You understand what it's like to be a woman, but you also understand where men are coming from. So you don't have that dialectic, that a dichotomy of man versus woman, woman versus man. That doesn't exist for you. It just exists being human, being a person, being a consciousness, you know. And you have both in you. You're very receptive, but you're also very active. You know, you're a go-getter, but you're also very sensitive, you know. And so you're a very good, you have this really good balance. And the thing is, you seek out in this in other people as well, or you try to explain to other people what it's like, um, or what for instance the other gender is coming from, or you also try to find that balance, or to bring that balance in your outside world, you know, be it with your friends or family, anyone that come to you. You'll always, you know, see both sides of the coin. But whatever the case, is very, very attractive. So it's not only your appearance, also from the inside, very attractive. There's a lot of beauty. There's a lot of mystery again, and very charismatic. You're a very charismatic person. Yeah, very charismatic. But also secretive. Again, I'm coming to this mysterious. You're very secretive. You're very like, you don't open yourself up easily to anyone. You know, you'll be nice, you'll be friendly, but you're not really open. You know, like people have to gain your trust first, because you're very aware of your sensitivity, and so you don't let anyone in. So you don't want it to be hurt or disrupted. Let's see the other cards. So then we have Moonlight. Wait a second. There you go. Moonlight, travel, romance, potential. Number 36. Then we have 46. Fairy lovers, new love, courtship, romance, falling in love. And that, have you noticed? I just noticed it now. Look, 26, 36, 46. Oh, you out of focus. I'll help you. Okay. Now, give me a second, because I don't know what just happened. Give me a second. So like I was saying, I got that sorted out. So, like I was saying, we have 26. I hope you can see it. Then we have 36 and 46. So, this is growing, so to say. Then we have the fairy lovers. Then we have here Imrama, Wonder Voyage, Crossing Deep Waters. There you go. Crossing Deep Waters, Pilgrimage, Journey of the Soul. And this is 45. Then we have 26, Happy, Happy, another 26. And then we have the ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Now, so we have a lot of love here and romance. So first of all, you're a very romantic soul. And you are someone who's born for relationships. You need relationships in order to thrive. If you thought, no, I'm the single kind of person, no, you're not. So you are someone who thrives in a relationship. You're a very giving person. You're very loving. You're very nurturing. You love to take care of other people, especially your loved ones. You're a family person, but a very romantic one, right? And maybe sometimes you're just like daydreaming about romance and seduction and love play. But you also like to live it and experience it. And it could be that you are already in a very, very long relationship. And if you're not, you probably will be, because you're someone who is able to make relationships last. You're someone who can keep the spark alive for very, very long, for many, many years. And you're a very happy person. You're a very positive person. You're someone who's always in a good mood, which sometimes can irritate other people. But no one can be mad at you for long, because you're very playful, you're very jovial, you're very whimsical, I would say. You're like someone who's always singing a tune and always laughing, always finding things funny, always, putting people in a good mood. So you spread like this good mood, this positive vibes. It's very easy for you to spread them, to share them with other people. And this makes you incredibly attractive again, because people love to be around you, because they want to drink from that stream of positivity. And here, because we also have here with the full moon, you're also very energetic. You're someone who's always on the go. And again, we have travel. On this card, we also have the Imrama, a similar card, but with the same name. We had in pile number 2. And so again, this is similar, interestingly. And this is about traveling. So you're always on the go. So you probably travel a lot. So at the moment, probably a bit less, but you're someone who loves to travel, loves to visit different shores. Is someone you maybe you're someone who works with this. Like, I see you taking a lot of pictures and filming and putting on online. Could be an Instagram account. Again, a bit similar like pile number 2, could be an influencer. And it could be that you travel with your partner, that you have a business together where you have to travel a lot. And I see you taking pictures. I see you being very carefree. That's what I get here as well. And being very carefree, being very positive, and spreading like a good message, and putting people in a better place than they were before they met you. And it's always like a joy to be around you, because there's laughter, there's like good conversations, and yeah, it's very inspirational in a very positive way. It could be that at times you're a bit self-centered, but every time you are too self-centered, life comes up and cracks you open. There you go. But you take this actually with a pinch of salt, even when sometimes hurts. It's like when life is putting you back on track, right? You see this as part of your growth, the ever unfolding rose. And you know that we're never finished. We'll never get there. This is all about the journey, this endless journey. And you have fun in this endless journey. You're like, literally, with traveling, you could travel forever because home is where your heart is. I think you travel a lot with a partner, or you'll meet a partner while traveling, someone that will be with you forever. This is what I'm getting. And it's and you know that your heart or home is where your heart is, and you always know where your heart is. And I think I have the feeling you're very loved, or you feel very, very loved and very protected, so you don't mind going through the ropes and learning, right? And sometimes hurting a bit, because it's part of your growth. And like I said, you see it being very, very positive. And it's like, this is how you see life as well, as something that's always growing, always developing, always changing. And you take these changes with grace. You take them head on and you play with them. And you always see the best in every situation. You always see the potential of the situation and how you can work with it, and what can you gain out of it. And it's like a lesson here was what I'm getting. And I hope I'm not being too blunt here, but the lesson is here, in your case, is when you think it's about you, life shows you that it's not, because it's very easy to go on an ego trip in your case. It's not easy because you're weak. It's not that. It's because you have the looks, you have the luck, you have the love, and you have the attention of people, because people give you a lot of attention. So it's very easy for it to go up in your head. But again, life makes sure that that doesn't happen too often. And so you tend to be actually very grounded most of the time, right? And you're very protective also of your energy and of the ones around you. You have this love, and a love of harmony, and you want everything and everyone to be happy. And you're very, I was going to say, democratic about it. So you want everyone to feel happy, no matter what race, no matter what religious group, no matter what financial status. You would like to inspire everyone to have the best life possible. So also here, a bit similar like pile number 2, although pile number 2, it's different, but I can see here also an influencer, someone really touching people's lives, someone making a difference just by being themselves and living the best life they can. That's what I see here. You're open to life. You're very ready to flow with life, and you're very trusting that life always takes you to the right places, that you're always guided and led to the best possibility ever. So you're very into this law of attraction philosophy. You live by it, I think, and it really works out for you. And this inspires then other people. So actually you share with other people who you are, what you do, and how you do it. And you get this attention, you get this approval of other people, making you even happier, even more successful, even more attractive. So it's an upward spiral, which is beautiful. And you go on that journey about finding yourself, finding who you are, and what life is all about in your own special, unique way, and making it very attractive to other people to follow a similar path. And it could be that for some of you, you work with love. When I mean this, you, for instance, give advice on love. Maybe you also have like tarot channel, and you do love readings. You inspire people, you help them with their love problems, you give them hope. Could be that, or it could be also a counselor when it comes to love. And also here see fashion, because we have Venus. I see fashion, I see beauty. You could have like a fashion and beauty channel as well, or both. And I see working, yeah, it's fashion, totally. Working with fashion or even events, you know, and you have to travel a lot because of that, and fashion as well. So I see here this fashion, events, beauty, like makeup, for instance, makeovers, yeah, or being given advice or counseling when it comes to love, like partners therapy and so on. But I see a lot of beauty, a lot of laughter, a lot of joy. And this is what you spread. This is what you give to people. This is what you give to the world. And this is what people feel around you. Light, lightness and joy. A lot of joy and easy and weightlessness. Wow, it's really, really beautiful. So pile number 3, this was your reading. I hope it resonates. I hope it inspires you. And if you'd like a private reading, my contact is in the description box below, as well as the link to my Instagram account. And I wish you a beautiful time full of love. Thank you.